Welcome to the Genius Wealth Show and yet another episode of Genius Wealth Show. Today, we are not going to learn about any strategy. We are going to be learning about a simple way of looking at the market and reading the market. Today, we are having Mr. Kiran Prabhu on the Genius Wealth Show. He is the founder of AASK Traders Hub and he is going to today share his simple methodology of reading the market. So, please help me welcome Mr. Kiran Prabhu on the Genius Well Show.
Thank you, Hemangi. I'm doing absolutely good. Thank you for having me on your show. It is indeed a pleasure to join you today and share some things which are actually very dear to me. So
Yeah,
thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you so much for being here. So let's start off with this very simple question for the people who are hearing you for the first time. Can you tell something about you and what you do in the Ask Traders Hub?
Yes. So as you introduced me, my name is Kiran Prabhu, and I'm based out of a small town called as Manipal, which is in Karnataka. Manipal is also known as the university town. So I stay there, and I'm also the founder of Ask Traders Hub. So by education, I am a print engineer, and I have spent around 20 years in the print industry in various positions before I started this venture called as Ask Traders Hub in 2024 September. So that is where I changed my profession from being an engineer to become a financial freedom mentor by launching Ask Traders Hub. The the reason why I wanted to start something like Ask Traders Hub was because I started learning about financial markets when I started my career way back in 2004. So in the first year itself, I was actually, forced to invest kind of to, save on taxes. So that is where the journey started when it comes to the financial markets. And given my curious nature, I wanted to go to the core of understanding how we should manage and grow our money. Because very early on, I realized that saving is not going to save me. I need to learn the skill of how to manage and grow my money without being dependent on others. So, this also I realized pretty early. So, I got I got into this journey of understanding about everything about financial markets, and one thing led to other, and 20 years down the line, look, I'm here wanting to teach people how you can actually make financial markets very easy to understand. So what I feel is understanding about how to manage and grow our own money should be like one of the basic life skills, because in given in today's scenario, unless we know how to grow our money, it is impossible for us to create wealth. Okay, so that was the whole reason. And thanks to my consistency, I can say that I was able to create my own corpus and investments, because of which I was financially secure and I didn't have to depend on my salary. That was the kind of inflection point for me to do this, so that I can share my experiences with people, so that nobody should be scared about financial markets. So this is my primary reason why Ask Traders Hub was formed.
Awesome. And you mentioned that you come from a printing background. And so, how was the transition from the printing industry to the trading industry?
Yeah, see, I didn't get into trading from day one. Okay,
Okay.
so as I told you, I started as a normal, anybody who starts a career, a person who starts earning their salaries. So I started just like anyone else. Only thing was, I was more curious. I asked it. I was very interested to understand why, why we should understand, or why we should know that how we should actually grow our money. Okay, so that was my starting point. So I normally took the normal path, like what everyone takes. It starts with mutual funds. Then I got a little curious. Okay, what are these mutual funds? Then I came to know that there are fund managers. Then I said, okay, what does a fund manager do? Then I found out what they do. Then I said, oh, when they can do it, why can't I do it? So one thing led to the other. So it started with investing, and over a period of I started investing somewhere in 2006 7. So somewhere in 2015, I started, I had come to that stage wherein I was investing regularly. Then I came across trading somewhere in 16 17.
Okay.
So after that I started learning about trading, and slowly, I started getting more deeper into that. And somehow, it started becoming my additional source of income. And now it has turned out to be my primary source of income. So that is what it is.
Absolutely. So now I want to ask you that in the Ask Traders Hub, you teach a methodology which is called as Ask. So can you help our audience understand what do we mean by that?
So before coming to that, I would like to just say that I get, our Ask Traders Hub is double ASK. Okay, it's
Yeah.
not just ASK; it is double ASK. So the first thing what everyone asks is it related to some numerology that you have two A's in the thing and all that? So so I tell them it's got nothing to do with that. I'm not a क्या बोलते हैं, I'm not an andhvishwasi. Okay, so I go with logic with everything. So the reason why Ask Traders Hub was that name came into existence, double ASK. The primary motive behind naming that was my belief that if we have to achieve something, or if we have to receive something, you have to first ask. You have, I think you have heard of this term called as ask, believe, and receive.
Hmm. Yeah.
So like it's the same thing like manifestation. So manifestation is what, if you want to achieve something, you have to put it out into the universe,
Hmm.
and you have to believe that you will get it. And then of course you take actions, you take inspired action, and that is how manifestation happens.
Yeah.
So the primary reason why I wanted to name it my community as Ask was this reason: ask, believe, and receive. So that was the first reason. Second reason is simple reason that it's all the first alphabet of my family members name. Okay, so my daughter Advika, son Advait, my wife Swati, and K is me, Kiran. So
Wow.
that is how it came. Okay, there are multiple reasons, but I think these were the two primary reasons. And I get asked very often, because there's a lot of myths about finance and traders outside, that they are very क्या बोलते हैं, न्यूमरोलॉजी को फॉलो करते हैं, एस्ट्रोलॉजी को फॉलो करते हैं and all that. So nothing like that. It's these are those two simple reasons. And yes, coming to your question, the ask methodology, what I have done is, over the period of last almost 20 years, whatever I have learned, one thing I've realized is that we need to have something which is very simple and which can be repeated over time. We don't need to do new things every time. We need to do one simple thing which works and just keep on repeating it. So that is how this ask methodology has come in. So now ask methodology, all it stands is, first is, the first A stands for analyze. Okay, the second A stands for apply, S stands for secure, and K stands for keep on improving.
Yeah. So can you just elaborate how you use it actually in your trading and investing journey?
Yeah. So as I told you, double ASK. Okay. The first we need to do is analyze. Now we need to understand how. I mean, like for example, if you see from investing perspective or trading perspective, the only thing in our control is our entry point.
Hmm.
At what level we enter. Okay. But most of us always think of, okay, what should be the loss, what will be the profit, and all that. But if you think in reality, it is none of that is in our control. Only after you enter, you can decide what will be your risk and what can be your target. Okay. So my point is, instead of focusing on all that profit loss, yeah, oh, risk, that, this, and all, the first thing is what we should do is we should be able to identify the most high probability entry points in which the risk to reward is as per your requirement. Okay.
Hmm.
So what I always tell is minimum 1:2 risk reward is absolutely essential. So I mean, this is my simple decision making process for everything in life, not only just finances, everything in life. If there is no 1:2 risk reward ratio, that opportunity is not for me.
Hmm.
Okay, so the first part is analyze. So what I do is I use my basic, I mean, I use just technical analysis and price action, because according to me, price is the ultimate. Okay, so price is something which actually tells me what is happening. I don't need complex indicators or different strategies and all that. It's all about the price. So price is supreme, as they say. So I use a basic small principles of technical analysis and price action, and I make use of something called as moving averages and a CPR, central pivot range.
Okay.
Okay, so I use basic tools. My charts are very, very simple. They are uncluttered. The purpose of having these moving average, CPR, and pivot points on my chart is over a period of my 20 years of whatever I've been doing, I have come to realize that these four things, I have a 20, 200, CPR, and a pivot point on my chart. Now, these four, in any given market condition, either one of them will show me the high probability entry points.
Hmm.
So I use these things to analyze. And once I find out, I have my own set of rules as to, like, for example, my simple rule is I only take my entries only when it is near some important levels or near some important zones.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is what helps me. These four things help me in identifying those important zones. So that is one. Then after I analyze, I apply. Now what I apply is my own set of rules. That my set of rules are very simple. I I only take action only when the price comes to the level which I want.
Okay.
I don't jump into things just like that. Okay, so I am a, what you can say. In fact, this has helped me with my patience a lot. I'm a very patient guy. Okay, so then I apply my rules, and once I take my entry, I secure the position. Now, as I told you, unless and until I see a probability of 1:2 risk reward ratio, I don't do anything. If there is a 1:2 risk reward, then obviously the risk is 1 and the potential reward is 2. Then I just go it, execute it. Okay, that is the secure. And secure, of course, you have to do with your position sizing. Like, for example, we never risk a certain percentage of our invested capital in a single trade. These are all common rules what everyone follows. So that is how you secure. And every trade what I take, it is journaled, and the last portion is keep on improving. See, I believe, since I'm an engineer, I think this has come from my engineering side, that if we have to improve something, first you have to measure it. So measurement is nothing but data. Now,
Hmm.
what kind of data? It depends on what kind of analysis you want to do. So I have developed my own journal wherein it's very simple. What it has is, like, it's a simple Excel sheet, not something complicated. Wherein, of course, there are some formulas wherein, depending on the capital invested, if you put in the entry point, and based on the entry point, if you define your risk, it will automatically tell you what should be your position size and what should you be your target also. Okay, so that I can put in limit orders into the system. I don't put market orders ever. I put all limit orders. I tell, or rather, I put the things, okay, I want it at this price. Okay, so this is what I do. So this is the ask methodology, which is very simple, which can be and one more beautiful thing about ask methodology is it can be used by traders, investors, and on
Hmm.
any asset class. So the only difference is a trader will look at a lower time frame with the same tools on the chart, and an investor will look at a higher time frame, a day chart and above, and a trader will look at maybe a 15 minutes or a 5 minutes chart, but the principle remains the same. So, and it works, the other beauty is it works on any asset class. So basically it is like this: any asset which is shown on a price chart as a candlestick chart, the same rule can be applied. So
Wow.
this is the beauty of this ask methodology.
Yes. So I just have this question that why do you intentionally limit yourself to EMAs and CPR and pivots? Is there any specific reason behind that?
Yeah, I told you, right? Given my experience of this, whatever I've learned, I've seen that given any market condition, see, there can be only three market conditions. Either it can go up, go down, or remain sideways. There is no fourth alternative for the market. Okay, so based on this, I've seen that out of these four things, what I have on my chart, any scenario, any market structure, anything, one of them will give me a direction as to what it is trying to do. So that
Hmm.
is the reason. So in other words, I'll tell you, if something has to come on my chart, it has to serve a purpose.
Okay.
Okay, and what is that purpose? To give me clarity, not confuse me. So for your answer for your question, that why I am limiting, in fact I am not limiting, I am liberating myself from not adding unnecessary things on my charts.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and I was just researching for this podcast, and I went through your social media profiles, and one of your videos, you said that if you are a good human, you will naturally be a good trader, and vice versa.
Wow.
So, why did you say that, and can you help our audience as well understand that philosophy?
First of all, I think I should really appreciate you for the research, and I mean, I'm really impressed. So thank you so much. Actually, this is the core of everything that I do. Okay, so why I say that is, okay, I'll repeat the statement for our audience benefit and for your benefit. See, what is that I believe is very simple. If I'll put it as, like, how I say it to others. Okay, so let me tell it to you. So Hemangi, if you become a good trader or an investor, inevitably you will become a good human being. And Hemangi, if you are already a good human being, you have all the qualities required to become a good investor and a trader.
Wow.
Okay. Now, this is the statement.
Hmm.
Now, I'll tell you why I think so. And it's not why I think so, why I believe so. Okay. It is because of this. See, as per me, in order to become a good investor, and before that, let me also tell you, I don't look at investing and trading as two separate things.
Okay.
Okay. For me, investing and trading are like two faces of the same coin.
Hmm.
How is that? Is like this. See, to invest, we need a capital, right? And I make use of trading as a tool to grow the capital. Okay, so that is why I say, for me, investing and trading are not two separate things. I think it is the two faces of the same coin. So
Hmm.
that is why I always say, maybe when you have seen me on my social media and all that, I don't differentiate between trading and investing. For me, it is only this: trading is on a lower time frame, investing is on a higher time frame, and it is for long term, and trading is for short term. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now coming back to this question of becoming, if you become a good trader and an investor, you will become a inevitably become a good human being, and vice versa, is like this. See, as per me, as per my own experience, what I have seen, that if in order to become a good investor or a trader, we need just four things. Now those four things are: the first one is good analytical skills, second thing is good decision making skills, third one is when to hold on to something, and fourth one is when to let go of something. Okay, now just forget about stock market, finances, and all that. Now these four skills, if you apply into your day to day life, won't you become a good human being?
Of course. Yes.
So that is the statement. So if you want to become, I mean, if you become a good investor and a trader, obviously you will need these four skills, which will In other way, inevitably you will become a good human being. And if you are already a good human being, that means you are already having these four skills. So that means you have all the qualities to become a good investor.
Yeah. And so, can you just take us through your day? So, what a normal day in your life looks like as a trader and a financial freedom mentor? Many people are genuinely excited to know about that. Like, what does a trader and investor and a person who is mentoring so many traders and investors do? So, can you just
Yeah.
draw some line on that?
Yeah. So my daily routine is fixed. Okay. So that's the first thing. So it works like clockwork. So many people might find it boring, but as I told you, simple things work. Okay,
Hmm.
complicated things only add to the confusion. So my day normally starts very early. So I'm an early riser. So by 5:30 I'm up, and my first thing what I do in the morning is just get into, and I don't rush through it. Okay, so 5:30 to almost till 9 o'clock, I can tell you it's like me time.
Hmm.
Okay, so it is never rushed, it's very easy going. And between 5:30 to 9, I do a lot of things, okay, but in a good easy pace, nothing rushed. So the first thing I do is, of course, 6:15 sorry 6:30 to 7:15 is my yoga. Okay, I don't miss it for whatever reason. Okay, then of course I, since I belong to a certain you know community. I mean, we are basically Konkani speaking Gauda Saraswat Brahmins. So we are, any boy, after he attains, I mean, he's given a brahmopadesham by the father when he's around 9 years old. Basically, in earlier days it was like this, that uh, when you are ready to get educated, because that time there were no schools, right? You're supposed to go to a gurukul. Before going to a gurukul, that is normally around 9 years old, father gives you a brahmopadesham. He gives you a gayatri mantra. He tells it into your ears and he gives you that sacred thread. Okay, and once you have that, you are supposed to do something called as sandhya vandan. Now, Sandhya Vandan is a very scientific way of, it includes pranayama, it includes doing certain things, which is like saluting the sun god and whatever your deity is there. And it also, meditation is included in that. But, where you have to chant the Gayatri Mantra. Okay. So that is something which I don't miss. So this 6 o'clock to 9 is my, I do this at a very easy pace. And by that time, breakfast is over. Of course, then comes my day, wherein 9 o'clock, obviously, since we are into the finance market and all that. Yeah, but I don't sit throughout the day in front of the system. By using my methodology, I don't spend more than 15-20 minutes a day doing my chart things. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do that. I am very, like, for example, I'll come to the end of the day, then you will understand. Okay. So I, and one more thing I want to tell you is, actually, before the market opens at 9:15, no, I am more or less clear what I am looking for, what I will be doing, and what I will not be doing. Okay, that is already clear to me. So I basically don't force myself into taking any trades. Okay, it is very rule based, and only when I find an opportunity which is in my uh, system, it is that 1:2 minimum. Okay, only then I take action, otherwise no. So that's why I told you I always put a limit order. I never
Hmm.
get into a market order. So this is the thing. So my trades are normally, I'm predominantly an option seller, but I also do other things, sometimes into stocks. I even take delivery, sometimes I do intraday. And as you were saying, though, I don't limit myself as an only an option seller or an option buyer or only a futures trader or intraday stock. I don't limit myself. I only do, if I find that opportunity good enough, I do anything. Okay,
Hmm.
but the opportunity should be good enough for me.
Hmm.
So that is the thing I do. So normally my trades, especially because predominantly it is option selling, I hold it for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 6 days, depends on the whatever is the instrument. So I don't need to actually, once I take my entry, um, my stop loss is fixed and my targets are fixed. I actually don't need to monitor it. So
Hmm.
that is why I don't spend more than 15-20 minutes a day in front of the charts analyzing things. And once that is done, once my trades are normally done, or the previous day's thing, I just give it a look, and after that I get to work on my community. Okay, so since I have my own community, and it is like my third child. Okay, so I give it all the attention it deserves. So I start working on that. I have good thriving community, very active, and very good students who are actually interested to learn these things. So then I do my activities on the regarding to my community, wherein I create some content, create some courses, upgrade my courses, read something, learn something. So that is how it is. And then second half is normally I do other things, like engage with my mentors community, because I'm part of, as you know, ILH. So do that as activities. And by 5 I'm more or less through, because after the market is over, I do one simple exercise wherein I prepare for tomorrow. In the sense, what is depending on the chart structure and all that. So I pick whatever one or two instruments which I'm interested, and I do the basic markings. I find out the important levels, and the plan is made the previous day evening. Like for example, what I'm trying to tell you is, as I told you, the market can only do three things. Okay, and even in those three things, if you go sideways, actually it means that, especially when it comes to trading, you're supposed to stay away if it is sideways, because since there is no volatility, it is like uh, a useless thing to do. So the only two options you have for trading is uptrend or downtrend. So even in an uptrend, it can be a gap up, obviously, but when in a gap up, there can only be two possibilities. Either the first candle will be a first big green, or the first candle is a big red. So for these two scenarios, what should be the, when it comes to a certain level, what should be the action? And similarly for your downtrend. So if you have these four scenarios sorted out in your mind, next day morning when actually the market opens, you are not supposed to think then. You're supposed to just execute. So this is what I do. This is why I say that, you know I don't spend, I don't need too much time. So because in the morning when the market opens, I already know what is that I'm looking for. And if it comes, it comes, it's okay. If it's not, doesn't come, no problem. Market is not going anywhere. As long as I am alive, at least the market will be there. So I am now in no hurry. So that is the way it is. And then of course in the evening, spend time with my family. And I also, since I have a community, so Fridays are my inner circle call with the community. Then of course I have my webinars once in alternate weeks. So I do that. So as you see that, my days are predominantly split into slots. Okay, so and these slots are like modules, so you can interchange it anywhere, but those modules remain in a day. It will not go away. Like for example, I'll tell you one example that I told you my morning routine. It doesn't change whether I am in Manipal, whether I'm somewhere else, whether I'm on a holiday, whether I'm working, whether it is a Sunday, it's a national holiday. It doesn't change. Okay, it remains the same. Okay, so every day same time getting up, the same morning routine. It doesn't change at all. Okay, that is one. Second thing is, of course, when it comes to my community, I told you Friday is my inner circle call. I launched my community in September 24. Okay, so from then to today, I have not missed a single Friday community call with my community. Whether I am in Manipal or somewhere else, it doesn't matter. So that is the kind of, like for example, that is where that taking up the ownership comes. Running a community is no joke. You need to actually, as I told you, look at it as your child. Okay, so that is the thing. So these things are, incorporated into my day. So my day is more or less, I know, okay, tomorrow what is there, what is that I'm going to do and all that. And I of course follow a simple system wherein I don't remember, I don't need to remember anything. If I have to do something, everything goes into the system, it is there. So I don't even have to spend time to recollect, okay, what I have to do. Like for example, I'll tell you one example. You approached me about this webinar. Okay, so today's slot was already put the day you confirmed. So I already know Sunday 4 to 6 I am into this. So I don't need to remember, I don't need to recollect and all that. So I use, like for example, this is what I would like to tell everyone, that we should use our thinking capabilities not for recollecting things. We should make use of technology any ways you want. It can be a simple to-do list or something, whatever. Now there are so many apps which are there, wherein if you want to do that task, you just put it there,
Hmm.
that date, that particular thing, so that you don't have to remember. Because I feel that recollecting and remembering is a waste of time.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is how it is. So that is how my day is, more or less done. So yeah, it is very predictable, but I like it this way.
Yes, awesome. And we got to know a lot about you and your trading style and the kind of person you are. So we can just make out you are a very curious and a very disciplined person, because only a disciplined person can stick to the same routines for many, many years. So we love that about you. And let's wrap this up with a quick rapid fire round. So we'll be asking you quick questions and you have to give quick answers to that. So,
Sure.
one indicator you think traders rely on unnecessarily.
Not one indicator, too many indicators is the problem.
So just one indicator that you think that they rely a lot on, but that's completely unnecessary.
Maybe that, that thing, that RSI, and VWAP, all these things.
Hmm. One rule you never break in trading.
My risk reward.
Trading success is more about psychology or execution.
For me, it is a mix of both, but I would say that it's like this. Okay, it is like 80% psychology and 20% is your strategy or your execution. So that is what it is for me.
Yeah. And one quality that you think every self-reliant trader must have in them.
They should, instead of, like for example, what I would like to say is, instead of looking for ready-made strategies, I would say that they should create something which actually suits them. Like, why I'm saying this is, see, there is no one single way to do trading and investing. There are n number of ways. Okay, now everything everybody will not be able to do, obviously. Okay, and they shouldn't be doing also, because if you keep jumping on from one system to other, one strategy to the other, you will reach nowhere. So what I would say is, find out what actually, first of all, find out what kind of a person you are, how you react to situations, how you respond to situations. Based on that, design a system which suits you, your way of thinking, your way of making decisions, and your way of doing things. So if you create a system of your own, that will be actually a wonderful thing. Of course, it takes time, but if you are able to do that, I think it will be the most wonderful thing what you can do.
Yeah. And one more thing, simplicity in trading is hard because dash.
Simplicity in trading is hard because we don't go into the depths. Only when you go into the depths, you will find simplicity. On the surface level, you will not find simplicity.
Yeah. The last question is one piece of advice you would give to your younger self.
My younger self, I would just say that, be as curious as you were when you were younger.
Wow, that's beautiful. So that was it for this episode of the Genius Well Show. Any closing notes or messages that you would like to give to our audience?
See, I would always say that, like for example, I would like to say this one important thing. Actually, I get very distressed when I see in the papers every day that people are getting conned because of these fake trading apps, fake tip providers, so-called fake, gurus or whatever. Okay, you have seen so many things happening outside and all that. And actually, it is putting all this, the entire trading industry, of course, financial markets itself, our elders would, financial markets means, satta bazaar, that's the name given to that. But in reality it is not like that. In fact, financial markets, according to me, is the place where some of the best minds in the entire universe work.
Hmm.
Now, the problem is people, when they come and compete against these people who are like some of the best brains in the entire universe, they don't come with the right preparation. And when you don't come with the right preparation, obviously you will find hardships, you will find all those things. And because of which, what they do is they try to take shortcuts, they try to depend on someone else, all these tip providers and all that. So, what I would say is one simple advice is become self reliant and self sufficient. Don't depend on anyone else, or don't depend on anything else. Okay, so this is something which I always tell, and that is actually one of the core values for Ask Traders Hub. So my simple the mission for our community is anybody who comes in touch with us should become completely self sufficient and self reliant. They shouldn't even depend on me as well.
Wow.
Okay, so what I teach is basically it's like this. In to tell you in simple analogy, what I teach is fishing. I don't give away free meals.
Hmm.
Like for example, like if you find somebody hungry, obviously as a human you will give them some food. But the problem is how many times can you give the food? So instead of that, if you teach that person fishing, whenever he is hungry, he can go catch a fish. And maybe who knows, one fine day he will set up his own seafood restaurant. Who knows? So I think that is the thing. What I would like to say is, see, don't depend on. See, there is no shortcuts for anything. And trading and investing is, according to me, a very highly skilled profession. Now, treat it like a profession. So I would say that spend time on getting educated yourself. And like for example, everybody spends 15 years, 16 years to get a degree to go into a job and get a salary. Now, you don't need 15, 16 years. If you are serious enough, even a 1 year, 1.5 years, and if you find the right person who can teach you, even 6 months is more than enough for you to learn this. Now, this skill is going to serve you for your entire life.
Hmm.
People are ready to spend 15 years to get a degree from which they will get a job or not, that they don't know. But they don't want to spend 6 months to learn a skill which will serve for their entire life. Because the problem is when they come to this, okay, I want to enter into the market today, and tomorrow I want to be profitable. Now, when
Hmm.
you enter into an engineering college, the same day you will not become an engineer or a doctor, right? So this is something what I want to share, that so please don't depend on others, become self-sufficient, self-reliant, develop the skills, develop the right psychology, develop the right way of doing things. Okay, and everybody has got their own, I mean, everybody is unique. So, like, that is what I do. What I teach is something which is like the foundation. Now
Hmm.
on that you can build your own structure. The tools, the way, the thing all remains the same, but how you scale up is up to you. So this is what I believe that should be the focus for everyone.
Perfect. And yeah, that was it for this episode. We learned a lot. Personally, I am taking a lot of things and learning a lot of things, and I'm definitely going to apply them in my routine and my journey as well. So, thank you so much, Kiran sir, for coming into the Genius World Show and sharing your wisdom. We will be looking forward to have you. Again and again on the show, so that you can keep sharing more and more wisdom with us. And to all the viewers watching this, you can check out his channel, his social media page. Everything about him will be listed in the comments down in the description box. And you all, whatever that you learned, please comment down below, because that will help you to retain those learnings and others as well to learn something new. So you can do that. Comment down below, share this video among your trading communities, and I'm going to see you in the next episode of the Genius Well Show. See you there.